The objectives of Surat Al-Ma'idah. Emphasis on fulfilling contracts and agreements. The surah begins with a call to fulfill contracts, which include religious obligations and transactions between people. The surah includes a detailed explanation of Islamic Sharia rulings in various areas such as foods and slaughtering, hunting, marriage, the limits such as theft and banditry, retaliation, oaths and their expiations, purity and dry ablution, and the prohibition of alcohol and gambling. Regulating relations with the people of the book. The surah addresses the conditions of the Jews and Christians, mentioning their distortion of their scriptures and their breach of their covenants. It calls them to the truth and explains the Muslims' position toward them. The surah reminds Muslims of God's blessings upon them and commands them to be grateful to Him and perform His rituals. It also mentions the virtue and importance of the Kaaba and reminds Muslims of the Day of Judgment and the testimonies of the messengers against their nations. One of the most prominent stories mentioned in Surat Al-Ma'idah is the story of the two sons of Adam, Qabil and Habil, verses 27 to 31. This story tells of the first murder in human history, committed due to envy. It illustrates the ugliness of murder and its dire consequences. The story of the table of Jesus, peace be upon him, verses 112 to 115. This story mentions the disciples' request to Jesus, peace be upon him, that God send down a table from heaven for them so that they would be reassured and bear witness. And God's response to their prayer with a stern warning to those who disbelieve after that, in addition to these two main stories. The surah includes other references and stories related to the people of the book and their attitudes towards the prophets and messages.